Hey, Glenn here. First video we're shooting with my new camera. I'm going to show you a little bit of bees today. I've got a swarm that we caught, a ground swarm, about 2 weeks ago. It's late in the year. It may not survive, but we're trying to do our best. But we'll take a walk through and we'll show you what we got here in our apiary. Right now I'm running 6 hives. These are deep brood chambers. This is the honey super. Between here, you can see there's a little bit of a space. There's a screen there that the worker bees can get through, but not the queen. So then they can store all the honey up here, the excess. In these 2 chambers, this is where the queen is laying eggs, raising all the young. In here, they will also store, they'll need about 70 pounds of honey to make it through the winter. The bees stay alive all winter. They cluster up. They flex their muscles, generate about 96 degrees, and stay in the ball all winter. They'll use their honey reserves to feed themselves to maintain temperature. If they run out of food, they will starve to death. So these are pretty new hives for this year. This is my old hive. This is my biggest. Right now, the bees are outside cooling. Some of them are outside cooling off. They will do that if it gets too hot in the hive. This one has 2 deeps on it, and then 3 honey supers. This is a ventilated top cover to try and keep them a little bit cool. This is called bearding when they do that. It looks like the hive's got a beard. Again, there's your queen excluder. We've harvested already out of this hive. The spring honey flow, it was a real light golden yellow, very sweet honey. We got about 70 pounds out of just this hive. These 3 should be full. Right now the goldenrod flow is on. Goldenrod honey is a very dark, almost a dark brown color. Very strong flavor. Not everybody likes goldenrod, but it is a very, very strong flavored honey. We got a couple more hives down here. Let's see, these are all from this year. This one was a package I got from Myers Bee this spring, a 3-pound package with the queen. They're doing really well. These 2 are swarm captures and splits. This is a split from that hive. We took some of the frames out, started a new hive, added a queen. A friend of mine, Ed and Stephanie, they're beekeepers. Ed came down to help me with the harvest on that big hive. So when we did the split, I gave him half the hive so he would start another hive on his own. And here's the last one here. This one is kind of weak. We may or may not get a video of this one today. The other hive I got here, this is the last swarm that we caught. This one was out here in the grass. Tanya and I tried to catch the swarm. Generally, if they're in a tree, they're easy to catch. If they're on the ground, they're real hard. If you can find the queen and get her in a hive, the rest of the bees will follow. If you don't find her, they're not going to go in. So we played around for an hour and a half trying to get them in. Wouldn't go. So 4 days later, they moved from over there. They were out here in the middle of the lane. So what we did is I took 2 2x2s, laid them on either side of the swarm, put this is a half-size hive. It's called a nuke or a nucleus hive. We set the nuke over the top of the hive. The bees went up inside and they decided that they're going to make this as the home. So we'll crack this open and see what's going on. This is a Boardman feeder. It's got 1-to-1 sugar water. I'm trying to build this hive out enough so they can overwinter. This is a smoker. It's just got a little bit of cedar bedding, like for your hamster. What the smoke does, the bees communicate by pheromones. They release pheromones, and this will block some of the scent. So you give them a few puffs there. The other thing I use, leave it over here. is 1-to-1 sugar water in a spray bottle. And they like this. This is what's in the feeder. They think it's pretty tasty. It helps them build comb so the queen can lay more eggs. And I'm going to add a pollen patty here to try and get them to increase the size of the colony. A couple of different hive tools. You'll see them in action in a second. This is a frame tool, a frame grab. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the inner cover off and see what's going on. This is a frame holder, so we can put this here. You'll notice that little plastic strip right in there. It's a plastic strip about that long. It's a product called Apivar. The biggest problem right now with honeybees is varroa mites. It's a small tick-like animal, non-native to this country. Somebody brought them in, and they devastate the bee population. They basically cut a hole in the abdomen of the bee and feed off its abdominal fluids. They also carry all kinds of diseases. Anybody that's ever encountered ticks out in the woods, you know about Rocky Mountain spotted fever and all the other dandy things, Lyme disease and all that. Basically, the bees have to deal with the same thing. Now, this should be a decent frame. This is all drawn out comb. There's some honey stored here. You'll see these little dark cappings. That's brood. Capped brood. They'll be hatching pretty soon. It's generally about, oh, here's the queen. See the bee with the purple dot on her back? That is the queen, and she's the one that's laying the eggs. Let's see if I can find some eggs in here. Usually not that easy to find the queen. Some of these you'll see larvae. It looks like a little bitty caterpillar curled up, and that is your larva. Here's some bees. Here's one that's going to hatch right now. Where'd he go? I just popped out. But anyway, that's what's going on in there. So these guys look really good. We got 2 full frames. They got to get filled out some more, but she's laying really good. And I'm surprised that this is a marked queen because she came from another hive. So when they swarmed, they did what's called a supersedure, where they will make a new queen, and then the old queen, or the one that they don't like, she will leave with part of the hive. Okay, so there we go there. Now what I'm going to do here, this is called a shim board, and if you're going to put feed on, you need to put a shim board on to give it a little bit of space so they can get to it. Where'd my pollen patty go? Here it is. This is a pollen substitute, and it's mixed with a 1-to-1 sugar mix. And it also has AP23, which is a protein substitute, and probiotic to help the bees along. Let's see, what else can I tell you there? My sugar syrups, starting in the spring, you put 1 part sugar to 1 part water, or 10 pounds of sugar to 5 quarts of water. I heat my water to just about boiling, turn the heat off, add the sugar and stir it with a drill, then let it cool. I add to that mix, on a per gallon basis, 20 drops of lemon extract, 20 drops of mint extract, and 20 drops of lemongrass extract. Some of the beekeepers use essential oils, and our state bee inspector from the northern end of Illinois, she doesn't recommend using the essential oils because You don't eat the essential oils anyway. You use them for like aromatherapy and that. And she doesn't like feeding that to her bees. So I've been doing this with the extracts. The only one that's hard to get is lemongrass. You got to order that off the internet. But it's a probiotic for the bees. Helps with their digestion. Gives them some extra nutrients and builds their strength up. So that's that one. You guys got any questions? Just post them and we'll see what we can do. Sonia is the one that's filming. Wave in front of the camera, Sonia, so they know you're here. So, okay, that's about it. And I'm pooped.